Today we're doing Module 5, Lesson 26. The objective is to decompose whole number fractions greater than 1 using whole number equivalents with various models. That sounds like a mouthful, but we're going to break it down. The materials needed for today are your online whiteboard or your whiteboard, dry erase marker, and dry eraser. You may want to reference your fraction strips. Teaching style we're going to follow is where I do it, we do it together, and you do it on your own. First, I'm going to show you an example. It says find the missing numbers to write 3/4 as a sum of unit fractions. Well, we know that sum means adding, and you can see that we have addition symbols here for what we're adding together. Unit fraction, we've covered this a few times, but I know it gets a little bit confusing. We need to remember that unit refers to 1, okay? So our unit fraction is always looking at just one piece. So it's always going to be 1 over whatever our denominator is, okay? That is the unit fraction. It's like saying, if I have one piece, what is that one piece worth? Well, here we're starting with the fraction 3/4. So if I have my fraction strip that's broken into fourths, okay, and they're saying that we have 3 of them, 1, 2, 3. We need to find the sum of the unit fractions. Well, if the unit fraction is 1 over our denominator, it would be 1 over 4, right? Because our fraction strip is broken into fourths and our denominator is 4. So if you have your fraction strips, we already labeled them this way. We labeled them with the unit fraction. Each piece is worth 1/4. So all we're doing is breaking that down. How many pieces does it take? Well, it takes 3 pieces. So we'd be adding 1/4 together 3 times. 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4 equals 3/4. Okay, so if you have your fraction strip, you can see if we add this 1/4 plus this 1/4 plus this 1/4, that equals the 3/4 that we have total shaded. We're just adding them one piece at a time. Okay, let's have you try that with me. This time we have 2/3. So if you're getting out your fraction strip, you're going to want to get out the one that's broken into thirds or 3 pieces. I'll give you a moment to find that if you want it out. And this problem is saying that we have 2 of them. So we have 2 shaded. Well, we know unit fraction, each is worth 1 out of 3. 1 out of 3. So go ahead and write on your whiteboards, what 2 fractions are we adding together to give us a sum of 2/3? Well, we're adding together thirds, and we need 2 of them to get to 2/3, so you should have wrote 1/3 plus 1/3, and that will equal our 2/3. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at a different example. I'm going to show you how we do this one, and then I'll have you do one with me. It says make an expression showing 5/6 as the sum of unit fractions. So this time we have the fraction 5/6. So I'm going to write that 5/6 equals. We know we're doing a sum, so we're going to be adding, and we're adding up unit fractions, so all our fractions are going to be 1 over our denominator. Our denominator is 6, because I can see that here, the bottom number is 6. So I might want to get out my fraction strip that's broken into 6. I have 5 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And each piece is worth 1/5. If each piece is worth 1, I'm going to need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces. So really, I'm adding together, I'm sorry, not the denominator down here is 6, not 5. But we need 5 pieces. So I'm going to be adding together 1/6 plus 1/6 plus 1/6. That's 3 so far. Plus 1/6 plus 1/6. So if you look at just the numerator, that's 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have 5/6 altogether. So really you're just adding up unit fractions that start with a 1 and have a denominator that's the same as your denominator. And you add them up however many times you need to get to that numerator. Okay, let's have you do one with me. Make an expression showing 7/8 as a sum of unit fraction. So we have 7/8 equals. You can grab out your fraction strip that's broken into 8ths. And we're going to need 7 of them. So you don't have to draw this fraction strip. You can just get out the one that you have. And then what I want you to do is I want you to go ahead and write the expression. So go ahead and write what fractions you have to add together to get 7/8, and then I'll have you check your answer with mine. Okay, so let's take a look. We know each of these pieces is worth 1 out of 8 because it's broken into 8 pieces. So all we need to do is add together 1/8, and we need to do it 7 times because our numerator is 7. So we have 7 pieces. So 1/8 plus 1/8, that's 2, plus 1/8, that's 3, plus 1/8, that's 4, plus 1/8, that's 5, plus 1/8, that's 6, plus 1/8, that's 7. So to get 7/8, we just add up 1/8 7 times. Okay, let's take a look at the homework that you're going to be working on today. IXL skill Y5, decompose fractions into unit fractions. So you'll see here's one example. Which expression shows 5/8 as a sum of unit fractions? First, you need to make sure that you have the right denominator. So for this one, that's 8. These do not have denominators of 8, and these do not have denominators of 8. So neither of those are correct. Now we're adding them up as a sum of unit fractions, so we know it needs to be 1 over whatever our denominator is. In this case, we know our denominator is 8, so the fractions we're adding need to be 1/8. Can't be this one because those are 2/8. So that leaves this one. There should be 5 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They added 1/8 together 5 times. And that's how they got 5/8. Go ahead and begin.